Allegations of sexual assault perpetrated by Hollywood movie mogul Harvey Weinstein was the catalyst for the current #MeToo movement. Emerging in late 2017, Me Too highlighted the potential for traditional media and social media to collaborate in order to generate a global spectacle shining a spotlight on gender-based violence. The role of media within Me Too resulted in a public convictions of well-known figures and exposés. Ideology is a contributing factor of this movement and can be characterized as a set of beliefs of an individual or a social group. 21st century feminist ideological standpoints essentially permitted the #MeToo movement to take place. Within 24 hours of the initial tweet by actor Alyssa Milano urging people to share their stories on social media platforms, survivors around the world had used the hashtag 12 million times. The Me Too movement has undoubtedly reverberated through our cultural and political landscape. It is hard to deny its impact. While sexual violence has received increased media attention, coverage of the likes of Kevin Spacey and Harvey Weinstein in the wake of #MeToo, it is also important to interrogate how it has been discussed. Arguably, a majority of the #MeToo reporting reproduces problematic stereotypes and reinforces sexual violence as a monstrous act far removed from our everyday life, when in reality that is far from the truth. An analysis of journalist reporting on the now infamous Harvey Weinstein case concluded that the media continue to reproduce stereotypes and problematic tropes of victim blaming. The media routinely ignore relevant reporting guidelines. This is apparent in the media reporting of the divisive Aziz Ansari case that has amassed to both problematic and heartening results. When examining Australian reporting of the Ansari case and alleged sexual misconduct, it was evident that a few articles excused pressure and coercion, boiling it down to the reality of sex for women. An article even went as far as to state relenting can often mean consenting, highlighting the problematic understandings of sex, gender relation roles, and the lack of understanding surrounding consent. There have been instances where the corporate world have taken advantage of the potential of the #MeToo movement, asking men how they can do better, calling out sexist attitudes and behaviors that condone violence against women. An example that caused a debate was Gillette's advertisement, questioning whether this is the best a man can be. Stuart Hall's encoding-decoding model emphasizes that an audience is active. Gillette created an image that represents an archetype of the best man. As an active audience, we decode this message. However, our understanding of the message Gillette is trying to portray depends on our understanding of related texts and our framework of knowledge. The #MeToo movement reveals 4 media frames: brave silence breaker, stoic victim of an unjust system, recovered or reluctant hero, and hysterical slut. By identifying these frames, it highlights the media's desire to categorize victims, often based off public perception, therefore overlooking their story. An altered approach from journalists and editors reporting on sexual violence is a necessary step to avoid feeding misleading and outright wrong information to the public. Social media platforms are the origins of this movement, and where much of it still resides today, therefore having majority of the control of this movement. So these platforms must take responsibility in moderating online misogyny, hate speech, and abuse that perpetrates myths surrounding sexual violence.